Hello, hello. Okay, today's video is not for everybody. So if you were under the impression that, you have to work, do your self-work and self-development so that one day you can reach that goal of having just a blissful life, like pure bliss and never having another block or another problem ever again, this video is not for you because I don't want to burst your bubble. So just turn it off. Because in this video, I will be talking about the fact that it's a process and there's constant growth and you're never done. You're done when you're dead. And I mean, even then, there's reincarnation, whatever your views are on that. All right, only the brave remain. So there's this idea that it will all be over. Like all the self-growth and self-development, like the ego likes to create goals and that's what you're going for. Like there's an end, there's a finish line, you have to see a finish line. And I hear so much and I see so much of people criticizing different various approaches of saying like, okay, well this teacher is not deep enough, or well this teaching is too complicated or too slow, and there's all these criticisms. Well, the truth is, you can learn from absolutely anybody. And I don't mean in the sense of, everybody on the outside are just mirrors of you, so you can learn more about yourself, depending where you're getting triggered and so on. No, I mean like actual knowledge. Like any experience of absolutely any person is something you can take on. You can learn from those people. You can learn from children. I mean, how children view the world, that is something to learn from, and that's something you can utilize in your own practice, in your own life. There's something to learn from absolutely anybody. And there's so many people just giving authority to only certain figures, like, okay, so Carl Jung, because he accomplished this much, like, I'm gonna listen to him. But then this quote, which actually makes sense, but it's anonymous, like, no, well, I'm not really gonna follow that. And there's that distinction, like, what is worthy and what isn't. Part of the journey, part of the open-mindedness is understanding that everything's worthy. You can learn from a tree, okay? You learn stillness and just calmness and just being in the moment from a tree. So if you can learn from a tree, how can you not do it from other people? You can, you just don't want to. So I would strongly invite you to see the opportunity in learning and not falling into the trap of the ego of this is not worthy. Like I'm better than that. I want to share a personal story of how I fell into the trap of the ego. So I have a teacher who I greatly look up to. And when COVID happened, he shared this video of how he got triggered from a situation, and he was explaining how he dealt with it and he chose to look at it differently. But when I watched that, my ego just went, well, that was not okay. Like, why would... And it was like something that triggered him was something that would never even occur for me to get triggered by. For me, it's like, that's not a big deal. Why would you even have a block? So for me, it was like a teacher of that level should not, notice there's a should not have a block like that. And it didn't matter to me that this video was an example of how you work through things, and for me, it was just unacceptable. The vulnerability was unacceptable because he showed that he was not perfect. Well, none of us are. And it actually took me a few months to realize why it triggered me so much. Nobody is perfect. And I'm sorry, but any of the spiritual teachers or any kind of teachers who claim to have it all figured out, they're just lying. Or even worse, if they're not lying and they actually truly believe it, that's even worse. Because in the I don't know, there's possibility. When the person is just, I know, and this is how it is, and there's absolute certainty, they don't know. A wise man knows he knows nothing at all. There's always possibility. There is power in the I don't know. We're here to learn from each other. And you can learn as much from a great spiritual teacher as much as you can from a child. It is only the ego telling you that you're better, that this is worse, and you're somewhere in the middle. So it's not okay for you to learn from those below you, but you have to reach on top. There's always something to learn, and I encourage you to get into that thirst for knowledge and not have your ego limit yourself and your development. Thank you for watching.